Hello, hello. So sorry I was late. I, in true Tiffany fashion, was not prepared. I had no idea what I was going to make today, but I have decided on alcohol inks. So if you want to kind of create along, grab your alcohol inks and yeah. I don't know if we're going to do something like this or if we're going to do alcohol inks on vellum. Not 100% sure. Like I said, I'm not 100% prepared. It was sort of last minute that I decided to go live today. Had nothing really else going on. And then my mom ended up coming over and she brought me a birthday gift and everything. So thank you all for all of the birthday wishes. I really, truly appreciate it. So that's why initially I wanted to do 10 o'clock, but then she was here um, and just left a little while ago. So that's why we're doing 12 today. um, I was going to do sprays, but if I'm being honest, I'm a little sprayed out at the moment, especially tomorrow. It's could be up to 4-hour class. So yeah, I have been nonstop using my sprays and I need a shift in creativity. So we're going to do alcohol inks. So hello, everybody that is just joining. I really appreciate you guys for stopping by. All right, I did want to mention, of course, my class for tomorrow. It is Basics and Beyond Distress Spray Techniques. It's going to be an amazing class. I think probably one of my favorites so far. And yeah, so I'm going to pop the link in the chat maybe. Hold on. There we go. And after tomorrow, sometime Sunday, it will go up to $24. So you get an early bird special if you sign up. And hopefully you have enough time to prep. There's some prep work to be done. If you can't make it live, no worries. You have ongoing access to all of the materials. So even if you're like, I don't know, and you're kind of on the fence, maybe grab it for that $12. And then you can kind of decide later if you want to do the class, but it will be going up to $24. But anyways, awesome, Wendy. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. And I need a little drink of water. My mom brought me a Frappuccino from our local coffee shop, and it was strong, so... All right. So do you all want to do something like this or work on vellum? So if you don't know, this is like the best vellum for crafting, especially if you're wanting to use it for embossing, dry embossing, alcohol inks. It is super, super thick and the price is phenomenal. I know I just saw Mary Polanco. She uses it as well. So I do have a link to it in the description box if you want to grab it. When I first shared it, it sold out. So don't hesitate to grab it. And in this one, there's 42 sheets. So, okay, I can't do let me see if I can do a poll. We're going to do a poll, okay? I do a poll on my own. Interesting. I cannot do a poll on like my own. Hold on. That can't be right? And myself. That's so weird. I can't do a poll on my own. Hey, Audrey, how are ya? Okay, so we're gonna do alcohol inks, but just curious if you're wanting to do something like this or on alcohol inks on vellum is probably one of my favorites. So I think vellum is not used as much as it's kind of like the underdog of the room. I don't know. You can't really see it. Once we get into it. All right, I have my um, it's gonna be really close as far out as it goes. Alcohol ink all right here. But I think my favorite thing to use is alcohol pearls. So I'm gonna grab a couple of those and use this one and then right. And if you're wondering what this is, it's linked in my Amazon storefront. Sound okay, let me see. Let's see if that's better. Hopefully it's better. I unplugged the right microphone. Still having trouble. Hmm. Okay, let me switch the microphone for a second. All right, is that better? Not better. Is this better? Let's see. Let's see if this is better. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So sorry about that. If you've watched any of my live streams, the most trouble I have is with my sound, and I don't know why. Like, my main microphone is $180. Then I bought this little microphone that hooks up to my camera, which was another $50. And then I bought some other little Rode mics that were like almost $300. So it's not like I have crappy stuff. Just, I don't know what it is. Anyways, it sounds like I'm in a fishbowl. Does it sound better now? I hope it sounds better. Let's see. Does it sound better? I hope it sounds better. But thank you all for showing up, being here. Let's see. Regardless of all the tech technology issues. Love technology. Interface from other equipment. Yeah, I use StreamYard, so I'm wondering if that is the issue. Um, I need to just use something else, but it's the easiest thing to use at the moment, so that's what I use. All right. And which is funny because the harder thing to use and the more like involved is free. So It is heat tolerant. So I do have a video on this vellum, Kathy. Um, it was a couple years back. So um, yeah, I would look for it. And then I also have videos of me using it for embossing. Also, my I don't have speakers. They're like I only plug them in when because I use headphones all the time, so that's not the issue for me, unfortunately. I wish it was that easy, but all right, so let's get into it. We are going to use some alcohol inks on vellum, and if you missed it, this is the vellum we are going to be using. Let me just close this real quick. There we go. And there is a link in the description box for this vellum. It's amazing. I get it off of Amazon and it's great for so many different things. It's very, very thick. The thickest vellum that I could find. People suggested Lawn Fawn, Brutus Monroe. Nothing compares to this vellum because I was trying to find one that I can use for embossing, and all of them cracked except for this one. So let's start. So if you're going to be using alcohol pearls, you are going to need to use um, what is that stuff called? The blending solution. Alcohol pearls will not work with just regular alcohol, and I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to shake these up. All right, there we go. And I'm just going to place a little bit on the vellum here. And then I'm going to use some alcohol. I think that's alcohol. And it just wants to clump up. Okay. So you see that it's very clumpy, not what we like, right? So I'm going to add some more, and then we're going to use a blending solution. And that is because of the little chunks on the bottle. That is. So see how good that moves around? Very, very nice. We're going to add some purple. And then you can always add regular alcohol inks and mix them together. So I'm going to add, ooh, this is raspberry, not the one that I was looking for. I was looking for boysenberry. Okay. This one's wild plum. And then just because I have the blending solution out, I'm going to use it. And then we can mix those together. Look at how pretty that is. And then, of course, they are always reactive. So you can always go back in and mix them again if you want. And a little tip that I like to tell people is because vellum is very picky when it comes to moisture. So when I'm working with alcohol inks, I always like to use a larger sheet than I am going to be. So for instance, if I only want a little portion here, I'll always try to work more in the center because once you start filling this up, like if I were to use a smaller sheet, it'll just curl up from all of that moisture inside the vellum. So it's important to know that if that happens, even with that this thick vellum, you always want it to work a smaller section than the size of the sheet that you're using, if that makes sense. All right, let's use this raspberry actually since I have it out. Holy, look at how bright that is. That is a very, very bright pink. All right, let's use some of this blue. This one's tranquil, like a neon. Holy moly, I'm gonna mix the blue in there. So get a nice blue solution. How is everybody doing today? Anybody taking the class tomorrow? If you are, be sure to prep. Important to do all of your prep ahead of time. I'm gonna go in and then out. So if you want more of a wispy look, you're gonna take the blending solution and um, move it into the ink and then back out, and then that will give you more of a wispy look, a more muted look rather than the harsh line. So I'm gonna um, kind of that harsh line there. I'm gonna go move it in and then back out, and then we get a nice blended line instead of that harsh line. So not doing much here, just playing around. And sometimes that, especially if it's something new, even if it's just the surface, just playing around and practicing is the key. You don't want to like try something new and then on something you're planning on using for a project and then be frustrated when it doesn't work. So that's the blended. What class do you have tomorrow? It is a distress spray class. It's called Basics and Beyond, because we'll cover a few little basic techniques, but most of the more like basic techniques are going to be in the classroom. But we are going to be using, paste and all 4 of the different sprays. So we have the stain, the oxide, the a little bit of the spritz, not too much because 'cause they're not my favorite. If I'm gonna have some sparkle, I'd rather use mica stains. Um, yeah, so we're gonna combine them all, create backgrounds. I don't think oh, wait, yes. So this is kind of one of the samples. I don't know where my cards are for the class, and the link is in the description box if you're wanting to, Leslie, brand of alcohol you prefer? That's, mm, really any, to be honest. I don't really care for, like, the really, really cheap brands, like, on Amazon. I do have some of those. They can send them to me to try out. I do think that they would be great for a newbie for alcohol inks, but the colors are a little bit off, and they don't react they just aren't the same. But I like to use, uh, alcohol marker reinkers as well, like Copic reinkers. Those work really great, and for a range of colors, I would definitely use that if you're looking for the widest range of color. Ranger is definitely one of my favorites. I have a whole separate, um, organization tower for them, and then they're great. Altenew also has alcohol marker reinkers that I have as well. Um, what's that other brand? Jacquard, I think? Let me see. Oh, no, Pinata, sorry. Um, I don't know if I like this 100%. Somebody had mentioned that this is the gold that they like the most, but I find that it's more like a mixative. So Ranger has a lot of, like, mixatives and things that you can add, like the pearls. Let me grab some, hold on. Alloy. So there's the alloys, mixatives, and then the pearls that are like an addition to the Ranger alcohol line. So I don't really use a lot of the mixative only because it's like the name is it mixes in with the color versus like alloy. This is, great to add, like, this is the rose gold. but it creates more of like a gilded flake look without but yeah, this is, like, brand new. I used it a couple times, and I just don't care for it that much. But a lot of people use a Piñata brand. I think it also depends on, like, what colors you're looking for because each one has their own unique colors as well, so very long answer, but there you go. Alright. So, another thing I'm gonna make a fall-ish inspired background on vellum. I'm gonna take these are actually the new re-inkers, which I don't care for as much. I like the older ones because they're more in a bottle, but, in this color combination, I always have to mention it was inspired by, Anne Rue's art on Instagram. Her stuff is amazing. She creates the most beautiful flowers with alcohol inks. Um, yeah, so I just wanna shout her out, and, she has courses and classes and stuff, so very, very talented lady. Alright, so I'm gonna take this one. This is what color is this? Oh, yeah, they don't have really oh, yeah, they do. Tuscan orange, Anne Rue's art, ANR, I don't OOS, I think, Anne Rue. Um, if you message me on Instagram, I can link it to you, so I think I'm going to and then this one is peony, and then this one is argyle purple. And I'm gonna add a little bit of alloy. They are Copic refills, so not reinkers, I'm sorry. Your brain's thinking distress and ink pads, but they're refills for your Copic markers. I apologize. Alright, so we're gonna add a little bit of this statue, and it goes a long way, and if you use a mixative or an alloy, it's good to just add a little bit of the blending solution. It's not 100% necessary, but, it is good to have so that you don't get any, like, fuming, um are these colors just amazing? I think I'm gonna add more of that Tuscan orange. Pretty. And see how the alloy just kinda sits on top? If we were to use a mixative, it's going to, mix in and create more like a shimmer versus that, like, foiling effect. I'm gonna come over this side. Yes, the alloy is so pretty, and I think I'm gonna add a little bit on the edges here. Statue is this alloy, my favorite one. Make sure I'm in frame here. And because I'm going more towards the edges, I don't know if you can see, but it is curling up a little bit more than I would like. So I think I'm gonna, um, blend out these edges a little bit and then leave it as is because I don't wanna go all the way to the edge and then on all sides and then curl up too much. There's my alcohol ink. I don't like to use blending solution all that much because it's expensive. All right, I'm gonna blow that alcohol or isopropyl alcohol back into that color and then back out that. And again. And you know the great thing about all inks is if you don't like it, you can start all over again. So, all right, it's curling up. So we're gonna go to this side now and just add, whoops, that there, and then back out. And the good thing about Vellum, I'm gonna let this dry just for a second, and I'm gonna grab some more examples um, of when I've done it, when I'm a little more, when I'm concentrating a little bit more on technique. So let's see. Here's just pearls. This is just like I'm pretty sure this was like a live stream that I did that on. And then, let's see, so many examples of alcohol stuff. All right. So here's one that's more like artsy that I've done, not on vellum, but just a regular alcohol ink. Um, and what I do with these is I actually upload them to, well, I take really high resolution photos and then I upload them to Redbubble, and then people get like um, a art print or the design on um, a phone case, all sorts of things. So, all right, where are is that example? The green one. Of course, I cannot find it when I'm frantically looking, so you guys don't get bored. Anyways, all right, I'll look for it later and then maybe post it on my Instagram story. But you could see that, let's see, that you can layer this and then do some stamping underneath or whatever. And then, of course, because it's vellum, you can see behind it. So that's what I wanted to show you. If you're adding the vellum to a journal page, could you? Yes, you can stamp on this. I would suggest using like archival ink and then like heat setting it or something because if you stamp on it, then um, it's not gonna dry like really fast. All right, I think I'm gonna actually I'm gonna put this a little bit on this side, a little bit more now that it's a little bit more dry. And then I'm going to do, let's do, does anybody like lift ink? Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Tiffany. I really appreciate it. All right. I'm a very boring person. I'm home. No real plans or nothing. So, which is crazy because for my kids, I love to go all out because birthdays are not birthdays are my favorite thing of the year, my kids, because everybody older, it I think it's very special. Birthdays are very special. I haven't been too successful using it yet. Okay, so a little oh my god, let me grab a paper towel. Crafting the yeah, actually, you know what? It is because um, let's see. I need to uncurl that, but it's not doing very well. All right, so I don't have any stamps, so I'm going to grab some. Or you know what? Let me see what I have here. I got these stamps here from Paper Artsy. If you're not following words and pictures, you are missing out. She created the most beautiful tag using uh, Tim Holtz moon stencils, and then she used these stamps. I'm still waiting for some of my stamps from Stampers Anonymous to come. But I am not very easily influenced by influencers. I usually don't even watch, but a lot of times, but the thumbnail, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I have to see how she made these." And they were so beautiful. So her I don't know what her name is, but she goes by Words and Pictures on YouTube, and you will not be disappointed following her. She's amazing. And I have, I think, 2 of Tim Holtz's stencils, like layered stencils, so I was like, "Oh, I need to try this." I don't know if I'll ever get around to doing them, but I got all the stamps. I was into it. Alright, and they've been sitting here, and I haven't really used them. Let me see, I don't know which way this goes. Um, I think this way. Alright, so I'm just going to ink up my stamp with the lift ink. And then one thing to know about lift ink, you can't really lift up pearls or like the mixatives or the alloys. It's really only supposed to be used for alcohol inks. So, you know what? I don't know actually if I've ever tried it with the what are these called again? Copic refills, not reinkers. I keep wanting to say reinkers, but they're not reinkers. Alright, so we're gonna see if this works. I probably have, I just probably don't remember. Yeah, it's gonna work. And then trying to get where is my plastic? Where is it? I'm looking for we'll just use a regular piece of cardstock. But I'm just gonna stamp what the ink that's on my stamp on there. So I was gonna use alcohol ink cardstock, but um, right. As you can see, I don't mind my pad messy. I think it adds to the project. Allison Bomber is her name. Okay, good to know. Hi, Nicole. Thank you. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of stamp around. And hi, Wanda. Thank you, thank you. And then we're gonna stamp that off. And I'm gonna use Stamp block. There we go. Okay. Is this sound been okay? I'm gonna have to fix that before tomorrow's class. Let's see. Hey, Jennifer. It's been going in and out. Oh my goodness. I swear. Okay. You know how many hours I spend with my sound? Lots. Like, probably 40 hours. All right. I'll try to talk if I talk maybe, like, more into my microphone. I don't know. It's all the way up. I don't know what's going on. I apologize. So frustrating. Thank you all for being here. We're going to stamp that off. Isn't that cool? And that might be because I swear that I had my sound down and then my computer updated and the software for my, microphones and stuff updated. So, I don't know. It's frustrating. All right. Gonna stamp that there, and then that. I'm gonna turn my sound on here to see what I sound like. Oh, no, wait. Okay. So now what we do is we're going to take a paper towel, and we're going to lay it on, and we're just going to lightly pick up some of that extra, lift ink that's on the paper. See, and then we're gonna pick up more of that color, and then we're gonna continue to do this because don't want, any of that lifting because once we start, like, you don't wanna fully rub it because then it's going to rub all of that excess lift ink around. You wanna make sure that you pick up any excess. And then you wanna continue to change your, um, the side of your paper towel. Sorry, I'm just thinking about my sound. It's very frustrating to me that it does not work. Um, alright. And then like Debbie said, as soon as you get it, something changes, and then it's like you're starting all over again. Alright, then I'm gonna take another paper towel, and I think that's good. I'm actually gonna do one more time just to make sure. Okay, see, there's still stuff coming up, so I kinda wanna go over one more time. Okay, now what we can do is take a clean portion of the paper towel and then lightly just rub that paper towel over top, and then you're going to pick up the majority, um, the rest of that, and then you'll get a more vibrant look. I'll show you in just a second. Okay, there we go. Oops. See, I spread that, um, all the way around. See, isn't that pretty? And then you can stamp over top of this. Um, Let's see. Trying to think. What do I want to do now? Get a little drink of water. All right. Let's do some stamping over top. And we'll use this one. Let me grab a bigger stamp block for this. So when I do um, papers like this with alcohol inks or sprays or anything, I'm really kind of thinking it as like a whole, but then I can pick and choose when I cut it down which areas I like the most. So um, I'm not too worried about every little portion of my background being perfect because I can kind of choose which portion I want, if that makes sense. All right. So I'm gonna go here. I'm actually gonna stamp over top of this. I really like this area here. I'm just gonna take this stamp from the same stamp set, and then I'm just going to actually wanna stamp because I don't know if I want it. I'm just gonna kind of. These are the stamps that I have on my desk, and I didn't wanna go searching for other ones, so we're just going with it. But thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. We'll go here. And I don't know where the other I have another one. Or let's see. And if you're wanting to use vellum for a card, I suggest double-sided adhesive, like the big kind. Where did I put it? Like something like this that it can go across the whole piece of vellum, and it will hide like won't be able to see. Like liquid glue doesn't really work. Even ones that claim to be very good, sometimes they're not that great. So double-sided adhesive, um, large sheets of it work great. Cordelia. Yeah, if you're East Coast, you know, you might have a little bit of time, because it doesn't start till 10 AM Pacific time. So ooh, or a Xyron, yes, that is true. I don't have one of those. Probably should put it on my wish list. Actually, I wanna clean this off. I'm just kidding, I'm giving you a hard time. No worries, and of course, you have ongoing access to all of the material, so don't feel stressed about it. actually turning out really pretty. I do wish that I pulled out different stamps, but that's okay. I really like this extra stamp. Have some other here. You know, I have a butterfly right here. So butterfly, and we'll put here, and then here. And you know what else you can do is do some stenciling with, the lift ink as well. Just take a little bit on a like a dauber tool, and then just kinda I'm not gonna do it because I don't have any stencils, but that's an option as well. So, trying to think, I really like this area here. So I think what I'm going to do is take some of this and then add even more something something to this background. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna get a whoops paintbrush. Hopefully there wasn't anything else on here. And then I'm going to just splatter some of those just in little areas here and there. And then, and I was, hmm, I'm gonna take some of this Tuscan orange and just add some more movement and implied texture. Okay, I was corrected the other day when I say texture because it's flat, you can't feel it, it's not texture, but in my mind, it looks like texture, so it's texture, right? Kinda like the same thing when I say splatter and people correct me and it's supposed to be spatter. I don't know. Anyways, grammar police, gotta love them, right? Spatter. Yeah. When I think of spatter, and I think we've had this conversation on here before, is that I think of like you actually spatting, like a spat, like you spat on somebody or something. I don't know, just weird to me. American English language in itself is weird. So, I mean, can't really English is my first language and I could barely speak it correct. So, it is, alcohol ink. So this is a Copic refill that I'm just using to kinda splatter it on, and just in a couple different areas just to make it all kinda cohesive. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit of that, which is the Argyle purple, maybe? Yeah. If you don't have a glass mat, you need to get one if you like to get messy because I can literally throw anything at this. I think I just made brown. I don't like that. What was I thinking? Orange and purple make brown. It's not thinking. I know a little bit about color theory, not much. All right. Well, that purple and orange made brown. So I'm gonna go in again. There we go. Add a little bit more. I think I do wanna do a little bit of stenciling. Okay. I think oh, you know what? I like to add, if I were wanting splatters of gold, I like to actually use the foundry wax over top of the alcohol ink, because if you were to try to splatter on the alloy, it's going to kind of move that alcohol ink out of the way, and the foundry wax kinda just sits on top. So I'll show you here. So this is the alloy, and also you would have to, um, seal it because or else it's just gonna kind of flake off and rub off on your hand. The movement is so little, I don't even know why I'm trying to show you guys because you can't really see, but let's add a little there and a little there. I could take this out and, um, seal it, I guess, but yeah, so isn't that pretty? And I was just messing around, honestly. And so this is a great way to, 1, use your alcohol inks if you don't use them often, and also a great way to use a lot of your stamps and stencils and things like that, that don't get a lot of use because some of us may have a lot, like me. And, yeah, just something fun. I had no idea what I was going to do today, so thanks for sticking around, especially with all the sound issues. I know that sound it's messed up, it can be the most annoying thing, and I do apologize, but I try to fix it constantly. It's not like I don't care and just, but I definitely have to get on that for tomorrow's class, but, yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me on my birthday. You guys are so amazing. I really appreciate you being here. Sound gets muffled at times. Yeah, I don't know. It's so frustrating. Uh But yeah, anyways, all right. So last call and last time I annoy you with the push for the class tomorrow. I'm so excited because I think it's going to help so many people to use their sprays and learn how to use them. I'm going to post a link. There we go. And after tomorrow, sometime Sunday, I don't know, whenever I get around to it, it will go up to $24. So right now it's half of that price. Um, so yeah, tons of information. I don't know, I can't even tell you how many people have told me that the class, especially this one, because I did a 35-page handout and then pre-recorded content, all of the things that they're worth way more, and it's not about the money for me, it's more about helping as many people as possible, um, and making it worthwhile for myself too, so it's definitely a balance between the 2, and I think the $12 mark for class is, I think the sweet spot because hundreds of you sign up, so it's definitely, and I hope that I help people, so that's what I love most about it. It's what brings me the most joy is just seeing everybody's projects and what they're creating and stuff like that. Um, it's definitely great to see. Yes, and I do have, payment options as well. So I think I split it to 3 different payments. So I try to make it as affordable as I can, um, and as, uh, you know, for as many people as I can. So anyways, now I have to, gotta go pick up my son, and then I gotta figure out my sound. Yeah. But anyways, thank you all for being here and sticking with me. I truly, truly appreciate you guys more than you will ever know. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And for those of you taking the class, I will see you all tomorrow. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.